introducing this star team. Or they may not, right? So if the star team is actually doing good stuff, people are willing to do it and it's working, okay, that's good. Not everybody has to be agile, right? This is not a religion. We don't have to drink the Kool-Aid and worship at the altar. Different people can do different things.
But
right?
it helps.
But it helps. And that's okay, right? So give up on it.
I have a problem with what you said before that. When you introduce TDD, you let the ones that don't want to do it not do it. But then, well, we have this experience that when in one team some people do it and some don't. One that are doing TDD are writing tests, the other ones are breaking them for them, and they don't care because they are the ones not doing TDD. So the other ones are not showing good progress and not influencing others to change because they are fixing the tests for the other ones that broke them. And
why do you speak about my tests or your in our organization? Whoever broke we had cruise control and so on. Whoever broke the tests, and nobody cared whose tests were, had to fix them.
Yeah,
but that's a cultural issue, right? Mm-hmm. If that's not the culture, you're done. So like the whole team's got to be doing testing. Right?
There's no I in team.
Yeah.
Sure there is. Yeah. Write the word team on a whiteboard, cross the top of the TF, and you've got an I. So there is an I. But yeah, so you've got
that
to.
Was my point. That the whole team has to do it. It can't be 50-50.
One rule what I introduce in my team is that we don't care about the implementation source code. We care about the testing, the running test. So if someone says, I'm finished the task, I would like to check, first of all, the unit tests, the integration tests, and the domain level test, and the user interface test, the business process test. And if all these tests, different kind of tests are running, then you have the job done. But if he doesn't have these kind of tests, then he didn't his job.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, if I have to change someone else's code and I cannot read the tests, I will go back to this guy and ask him, please write the test, because I don't want to see your source code. I don't care about your source code. I care about your tests, because it's much more informative. It's running documentation. So,
yeah. But do pair programming and swap pairs, right? Like but then that's also a cultural issue as well. But like just doing promiscuous pairing is going to nail all those issues. You pretty well have to work in the same manner because you're swapping pairs all the time. There's really no tolerance for not doing that. So
coding dojos might also be useful sometimes.
Yeah, to convince the unconvinced.
So about both that pair programming is fun and TDD is not so slow.
I have a little bit different question. I would like to ask your experience about the effects on the line management, so the interaction. So, because you would expect that okay, we have self-organized teams, and we have Scrum Master who removes the impediment. So, what was the effect to the structure of the line management? Because if you have a company, of course, maybe you would expect that some of the tasks are already done by this project team. Was there any good results or some?
Yes.
Huh?
So it depends. So how to say? Those of one who were leaders before, they become excellent Scrum Masters.
Yeah.
Then you had the category that they are saying that yes, we are doing Scrum, but for example, the daily meeting was happening once a week, and it was face-to-face between the manager and individual developers. And then you have the ones that are still learning how to be. For example, I had to nail one of them because in our organization we have this late fee. Whoever is late pays $1 in Hungarian forint. And the Scrum Master himself was not paying it, and he was late a couple of times, so his team complained to me, so I yelled at him a bit, okay? And then you have the other category of Scrum Masters that they believe that Scrum equals democracy, which are just going to do the normal bureaucracy, which can be done in half an hour, 1 hour weekly, and they are just watching and enjoying, and the team is running headless. So I personally, I have seen all of these. So one more, I've seen the team that kicked off their Scrum Master out of the retrospective because he was talking too much. I don't know, is this something similar to what you have seen?
Yeah, things are definitely different. And when you do the real issue is that you've got this self-organizing team, so a lot of the management grunt work goes away, and a lot of the bureaucracy starts to go away. So then now the next level of management up from that, they're interacting with the teams in different ways. They're getting different types of feedback. So it actually frees them up to do real management work now as opposed to paper pushing. So it's actually quite good. But they've got to be flexible, and they've got to realize that. And it is, I didn't get into it in my talk, but one of the practices of lean development governance is to collect simple metrics. And so if I want to govern projects, then the metrics I look for are, how much money you're spending, what I want to see some sort of quality metric, probably some sort of defect trend, and I want to see some sort of a value. What value are you producing? And I can measure value really easily by the fact that if the stakeholders have control of the budget, if they're still funding the project, they must be getting value. And if I see the funding going up, they're probably getting more value out of that team than the teams where funding is staying current. So there's some very easy ways to do that. So now the line management can actually start governing things, and they can see if a project team looks like it's in trouble, they can go and try to help them. They can, because maybe the Scrum Master hasn't come up to them and said, hey, I got problems or whatever. They can also start doing actual process improvement across the organization. So if you've got a couple teams that are really doing, that are obviously increasing their productivity, well, maybe we should go and find out what those teams are doing and share those ideas with everybody else, right? So maybe some teams figure, test-driven development, this is really good. Well, if you've only got 2 teams in the, out of 50 projects you've got running, if 2 of them are doing test-driven development and you can see their productivity going up, well, now maybe you can start sharing this idea with people, right? So this is the thing you want to do. So you can very easily collect some basic metrics that allow you to monitor your projects and start managing and governing effectively. So things get different. So management should really be there to motivate and to enable, and they shouldn't have to do command and control, and they shouldn't be forcing bureaucracy. But then again, too, they should also be bringing reality to the team. On Java Wrench recently, we were talking about timesheets, and a lot of people say, "Oh, timesheets are evil, waste of my time, all this sort of stuff." Well, no, get your head out of developer land and start looking at business land, because in business land, now I don't know what this organization is actually doing, but there's some very important value in collecting timesheets. So, for example, in North America, and maybe it's like this here too, depending on the type of work somebody's doing, you can get tax credits for it. So if I'm doing modeling, if I'm doing some sort of modeling thing, or even some sort of programming thing, I can get taxed. Then whatever hours I put in is considered R&D, and it's a tax credit. So yes, my team gets no benefit whatsoever from doing a time entry sheet for 5 minutes every week, but the organization as a whole gets phenomenal benefit. So this is something we should, so this is why we got to look beyond the single project and beyond development, because there's a lot of issues going on that we often don't appreciate. And this is what line management should be doing.
When we're speaking about line management, I'm not sure if I got his question. What do you, in most of our organization, you have full-time one dedicated line manager per team. So team leader, group manager, whatever, he doesn't write code. And then you suggest to have an additional Scrum Master?